तुमादिदेवः पुरुषा पुराणः तुमस्य विश्वस्य परम निधानम वेत्तासि वेद्यम च परम च धाम त्वया ततं विश्वमनंत रूप वायु यमः अग्निवर्णाय शशांकाः प्रजापतिस्त्वं प्रपितामहस्य नमो नमस्तेस्तु सहस्रकृत्वा पुनश्च भूयोऽपि नमो नमस्ते। वसुदेव सुदं देवं कंस चाणूरमर्दनम देवकी परमानंदम श्री कृष्णं वंदे जगद्गुरुं कृष्णं वंदे जगद्गुरुं। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय हरे परमात्मने प्रणतक्लेशनाशाय गोविंदाय नमो नमः गोविंदाय नमो नमः। Last session I have described the chapter number 4 Jnana Karmasannyasyoga of Bhagwadgita, and in this session I will describe the chapter number 5 Karmasannyasyoga of Bhagwadgita, and this is also very important chapter of the karma and sannyasa. Arjuna said, "O Lord, you sometimes praise Jnana Yoga and sometimes praise Karma Yoga, a definite well-being. This is why I am having doubts. Therefore, decide the path which is beneficial for me." Arjuna Uvach Sannyasam Karmanam Krishna Punaryogam cha sansati yat sheya et yorekam tanme bruhi sunischitam. Lord Krishna said, the both Jnana Yoga and Karma Yoga are the surest ways for human being, but the process of Karma Yoga is unique due to being comfortable. Shri Bhagavan Uvach Sannyasah Karmayogasya Nihseyas Shakara Ubho Tayostu Karmasanyasat Karmayogo Viseshyade. The great man who does not envy anyone nor aspires for anyone, that is, has been released from mental affection, malice and expectation, is called ascetic. Such a seeker is definitely free from worldly bondage and attain the supreme. Jayasa nitya sannyasi yo na deshti na kanchati nardando hi mahabaho sukham bandhat pramuchate. Karma Yoga and Jnana Yoga are two distinct ways of realization of God, have been described in the aforesaid manner. Man becomes free from behaving in a single way in both, because both means have the same result. Sankhya Yoga Prathak Bala Prabdanti na Panditah Ekam api aisthatah Samyak Ubhayo Vindate Phalam. It is not easy to abandon the feeling of subjectivity that a person has, it has very rare. It is very rare. But for constantly remembering God, man gets freedom. Man gets freedom from the feelings of subjectivity. Therefore, everyone should try remember God and constantly. कायेन मनसा बुद्धया केवल इंद्रियेऽपि योगिनः कर्म कुर्वन्ति संगम तत्त्वां शुद्धये. The seeker whose mind and intellect is pure and body is restrained, and the seeker who understands everyone like him, even after doing many karmas, he is not engrossed and remains in free from deeds. The activities of the sense or plasticizing themselves in deeds, that is behaving, realizing that I am not doing anything. This feeling should be realized with this kind of feeling. One automatically gets rid of the pride, subjectivity. Nadatte kasyachit papam na chaiva sukritam vibhum jnanen agyanen avratam jnanam ten muhinti jantava na kartatvam na karmani lokas sajat prabhu na karm phal sanyogam स्वभावस्तु प्रवर्तते. He who surrenders all deeds to the gods does not indulge in water like lotus and always remain free. इहेव तर्जिता सर्गो येषां साम्य स्थिति मना निर्दोषम ही समम ब्रह्मो तस्मात् ब्रह्मणि ते स्थिता. The body should abandon attachment and intellect or wisdom and should conduct deeds. By doing this, the conscience is automatically purified. On the contrary, the person who works for attainment of fruit by keeping in mind worldly desires, he is the cause of bondage. For this reason, a yogi should abandon the aspiration of karma and perform, and by doing so, he attains supreme peace. He gets supreme peace and feels good realization, and this is good way of God realization. There are 9 doors in human body. There are 9 doors in human body. In this 9-door body, the senses and mind and restrained. Even after doing 2 deeds, man does not do any work, nor does he do some deeds and happily situated in 9-door body. Sarkarmari manasa sanasyaste sukham vashi nau de dware pure dehi naiva kurvan karyan. God is not going to many kinds of action performed by human beings and the subject of actions and to create action. Man is doing deeds according to his nature. For this reason, whatever one does, he gets the same result. Na kartatvam na karmani lokas sajit prabhu na karma phal sanyogam swabhavastu pravartate. God neither accepts anyone's auspicious deed nor accepts inauspicious deeds. Human knowledge is covered with ignorance. Because of this, he is fascinated in this world. A special means of interviewing God to destroy ignorance by self-knowledge. One doing this is automatically manifest itself in the form of divine light and make the seeker ever a position, and such a seeker has a clear sense and authority of God. The seeker who take the shelter of God only are liberated because the mind and intellect of such seekers are united in divine and their constant position remains in God. The seeker who is united in God and takes shelter of God has the same sentiment in Brahma, elephant, dog, and Chandal also. The seeker who wants the kinds of harmony and definitely free because God is free from blame and harmony going to Vidya Vinay Sampanne Brahmane Gavi Hastini Suni Chaiv Shopake Cha Pandita Samadarshina. A man who does not rejoice in attainment of this beloved and is not sad attain the unpleasant. A man who is stable knows the divine and is situated in an equal position. Na prahesit priyam prapya, na udvijet prapya cha apriyam. Sthar buddhi asammudha brahmavit brahmari sthita. The seeker who is not happy with external pleasure and remains obsessed to himself becomes united in God and resides in such a seeker feels the specific pleasure of God. The worldly happiness is external happiness. It has its beginning and the end is also certain. Therefore, wise men do not indulge in worldly pleasures and become free from the desire of external pleasures. Ehi san isparsaja bhoga dukh ene evute adyantavanta kaunteya na tesu ramte buddha. A person who has attained the velocity to bear all the wishes of the world and velocity of anger before death, before his death, before leave the body, is a person who is happy and who is under influence of worldly desire and anger created by inhibition. He can never be happy. He gets a definite combination of sorrow. Shaknoti have या सोढ़ुम प्राग शरीर विमोचनात् काम क्रोधोद्भवम वेगम सा युक्ता सा सुखी नर. One who has knowledge of divine becomes divine, because one who perceives the knowledge of God is freed from perception of world. This is how a man attains the divine. Ya anta sukha, ya anta rama, atha antar jyoti evasa, sa yogi brahma nirmanam, brahma bhuta adhigacchati. One who fully restrained and works for welfare of the entire mankind, gets sinless and skeptical and attains God. The only divine being is desired for the perfect human being. Restrained mind without anger and desire. Lapte brahma nirmana mrisaya, cheen kalmashaha, chain chinna dvaidaha, atat mana, sarvabhuti derata. The person who abandons external substances and at the time of death, by setting the breath between the eyes, reduces the speed of breath, and person and mind control the senses and the intellect. Such a seeker is overcome with the desire, fear, anger, and indefinitely freed from cycle of birth and death. Isprasan krutva bahi bahyan chachu cha ev antare bhruvo pranav panav samav krutva nasha abhyantara charano. Etendri mano buddhi मुनि मोक्ष पारायण विगदेच्छा भय क्रोधा या सदा मुक्त अभिषा. The seeker who resides Shri Bhagavan as a devotee of all action, things, yoga, austerity, etc. He knows the God who wants the interest of all beings and wants the harmony of all. Knowing God, one attains peace. For the reason a person should accept the only God, who is eternal of reason, charity, penance. Bhoktaram yagyatapsham sarvalok mahishwaram swihridam sarvabhutanam gyatva mam santim vrichyati. ओम तत्सित श्रीमद् भगवद्गीता उपनिषत्सु ब्रह्म विद्यायाम योग शास्त्रे कृष्णार्जुन संवादे कर्म संन्यास योगो नाम पंचम अध्याय. ओम सहनावतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै यस्मिनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै. ओम शांति शांति शांति.